Ooh, very early on a Saturday morning, which apparently it was normal for me to be up really early on a Saturday morning. I don't actually remember any time when I did get up really early in the morning as a little kid, go and switch the TV on. You know, I'm talking like maybe 8 years old, something like that. So around the time of my first Pong console, nothing else like that. Even stuff like Astro Wars and Galaxy Invader came out after them. Oddly. In fact, even the little ones with the LED lights that you're supposed to imagine were Space Invaders, I think they were after, because I remember all those from secondary school. I think that's why I no longer have the black and white, Magic Snake by Dr. Rubik, also called the Rubik Snake, because I swapped it for this other game. You know what? That's a story for another day. Let's play some games. Right, so check out what's going on in here, I suppose. Let's see what else is in King's. Okay, this is not good. I think I've copied some of the wrong directories over. Because there's loads of files in there, that's why it's taking so long. But it's not showing anything. Oh, hang on, that doesn't make any sense, does it? Why would that be? Well, no, clearly the SD to AC is working. Okay, I had Druid on the C64. Plays completely differently to a Gauntlet, so I don't personally call that a Gauntlet clone. I never had Enlightenment. Now the interesting thing about Druid is Druid 1, 2 and 3 is only on the C64. Druid 2 and 3 are on the Amiga, and on the ST there are no versions of Druid at all. Now, considering Firebird did just about everything for the ST and the Amiga together, that's really weird. I'm sure there's a story there that relates to problems writing an 8-way scrolling game on the ST. It is actually incredibly difficult to shift the screen at less than 16 pixels at a time horizontally. Vertically is not too bad, but horizontally that's the way you have to go, because there's a limit to how small the increments are in increases and decreases to where the screen memory is pointed to on the ST. See, if it was half that much and you could at least do a character scroll, well, generations of people who grew up on the Spectrum, Amstrad, MSX, I'm talking, even the well-coded MSX games, Sega SG-1000, they wouldn't have minded. Not that Japanese people bought the Atari ST. Amazes me that I always managed to do that in time. So, we've got a picture there. I personally prefer the picture on the original one, but this one is a good picture too. So, what's that looking like on the camera? Actually looks okay on the camera. Now, obviously, I've set the colour controls for the camera, not how I actually watch these things. So, there we go. So we've got a bit of red, purple and white, and some light grey and white for the hair and the beard, and then we've got brown, orange and white, Now what, I leave it like this. Yeah, I probably would have had it like this as a kid anyway. Right. I pressed space twice, so I guess we're not having any trainer options then. Ah well. Now of course, might not work. Hang on a minute. It does appear to still be trying to work. Unlimited constitution, whatever that means, yes. Yes, Druid has always one key that'll do me. Can't lose spells when using. The only way to remove a spell is to discard it with the... Can't lose spells when using. Actually, I'll say no to that because I don't know how to start the things. No, I don't want to see the secrets. Why would it be 103 exactly? Well, I've just broken character there. Couldn't understand what he was saying. Now the thing I like about my plasma TV, although it's a terrible idea to use one for things like, you know, computer games, or even watching shopping channels which have got status bars that never move for like 10-15 minutes at a time, you do get burning on the screen, which may be very nostalgic if you remember the old green screen terminals at the you know, the travel agent. I don't know how they do it now. Probably Windows. So it's not a good idea, but we have to use this at the moment. I hope that colour saturation is coming out nicely on the LCD. Alright, joystick port 1, I'm guessing. So, very smooth game, actually. It's one of the reasons why I like to play these games with a zip stick. Because I can see straight away if I've got to, hang on, we're stuck now. Okay, something weird going on there. Thought I got stuck there. So I think the graphics on the first one, I think the yellow and the brown cobblestones, that's not a good idea over green, not on not the way the C64 colours are generated anyway. So I'm hoping, because we've always got one key, which I can't see there actually, do I have to pick up a key? Alright, so this is more like it, a bit desert-like. Kind of reminds me of Times of Law, this bit. Obviously without the high-res sprite overlays, but I think the spiders are only like a single colour, so they do look high-res actually. I think your Druid is exactly the same graphics. Now, I just need to count the colours here. No, there is more than 4 colours going on, I think. So the trouble with all the Druid games is really it's an energy crisis, which is something we still have in the world because over the complete lifespan of wind turbines, they're not carbon neutral, and well, solar doesn't really work when it's you know, not sunny, and on top of that you need a constant load available. So you'd always have to have a mix, and you always have to have fossil fuel power idling on the power generators, which is a massive waste of you know, fuel. It's like leaving your car engine running so you can listen to the radio. yeah, it's like it's just not a good idea. So yeah, by having the trainers on, you're not seeing the full difficulty of these games, which is actually quite brutal. There's a question mark there, I can't pick it up. So yeah, you know what? Druid is a game I shall be playing properly once I've got things sorted out a bit, and this seems very similar to that. However, I think the graphics on Druid are better than Enlightenment, that's the thing. Plus this game came later, so I don't expect the graphics to get worse. Because remember, budget games improve. It doesn't matter how long it takes. They do improve a year and a half. The graphic quality of your average budget game is, well, for the backgrounds, definitely it's about this quality. The sprite's alright. Apart from the skulls, which is just stupid. What is it? Zardoz, the C64 game? I'm not really sure, so yeah, I think we'll leave it there anyway to get the idea.